Today I will show you how to try to save some suffering discount plants like the ones that I just found at our local grocery store today. I'm going to walk you through what we're looking for and why. Situation where you could maybe, I don't know what I'm saying. Situation where you could maybe have a little rescue plant, what you need to do to help care for it. I've got a Alocasia, which one is this? This is the Scalprum. You can't even tell at the moment that it's supposed to be a beautiful dark green plant. The leaf damage is so bad from rot around the top that the leaves are just falling off. So we're going to be trying to rescue that. As well as they have put these little guys out. I believe that this one is the orange Marmalade Philodendron. And so I'm pretty excited about getting it out in the sun and seeing if we can get it throwing some bright orange fresh growth. The very first thing we're going to do is go ahead and spritz them down with some 70% isopropyl alcohol. In case they have any kind of pest on them right now, any live bugs that have managed to sneak their way home with me, we can go ahead and knock them out right away, and then we'll go ahead and looking at the roots of the plant. Now that we've done that, and I don't have to worry about spreading bugs all over the place, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the roots and see what they're working with in here. Shimmy him out. The root ball is obviously very wet, sitting in a tray of water when I found it. There are some fresh white ones peeking out the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but he's got some little white roots. A little one right there, and a little vein of white here, and a couple more popping up on the side. I don't really want to disturb these too much. I'm going to go ahead and put them back down in their pot, but he is so wet and does run a very good chance of root rot from sitting in this overly moist soil for too long. So we're going to go ahead and remove all of this moss that they put on top. You know, as it's getting warmer, they dry out faster and faster, and so they didn't want it to dry out too fast. But since it accidentally got left standing in the rain, this is just too much moisture now. So we're going to remove those. That way the soil has a little bit better chance of drying out quickly so that these roots can really fill in the pot and start using up the water before it has time to rot out. Overall, I think the biggest issue that these had, they had a couple of leaves that had bent over, and so they just kind of fell right off. I knocked this one off when I was spraying the alcohol. But I think overall, they look like they have a really good chance of making it. I don't see any major issue. The stem itself near the base of the plant feels pretty firm. I don't feel any excess mush or anything that would make me think rot. The roots looked good, so I'm going to say this is a successful plant. We shouldn't have any issues. We'll just get it sitting out in the sun and growing in no time. Since we got that one done, let's go ahead and take a look at our Alocasia. This one is definitely in worse shape. Right off the bat, I know it's dealing with some excess moisture issues because the root or the leaf stems are just rotting right out. They're mushy to the touch. It's quite gross. So I'm going to go ahead and get these pulled off of here because we don't need that in our lives. Gross. Let's shake this one out here a little bit. Okay, well, we have some white roots. That's promising. I actually was expecting it to be a bunch of brown, mushy, ruined roots, but actually I don't even see any dead ones. They all look really good. You can see there's a nice big white one growing in. It doesn't have a very full root ball, but they're healthy. I think maybe the issue is just sitting long-term in a little bit too much wet at the top. I'm going to push back some of the soil around the top to try to give it a chance to dry out a little bit better, and I'm going to peel back some more of the mushy, rotten debris from it. It does look a little bit sad now. There's not much to it, but the stalk feels pretty firm. Like I said, the roots look good. I think without even having to repot it, I think we have a really good chance at both of these plants making it. There's actually 2 in here, so it's 3 plants making it. I will probably end up dividing these out later. I don't really want to shock them too much right now. I just want to get them nice and healthy and growing, but then I will probably end up potting them separately later to give them a little more room for their root ball to fill out. But for now, we're just going to let them chill. Okay, so that's it, and we'll check back on them and see if there's anything new to report over the coming weeks. Hopefully some green shows up, and these will just throw out some new leaves with some orange for us and really take off without having so much extra moisture sitting in their pots. A little dirt.